Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be setting ourselves up a blaze spawner. That's right, we're diving into the spawner sort of mechanics. So I hope you guys are ready. So today I want to start off by showing you guys something really cool that I decided to go ahead and make. Over here we're going to be getting a mob spawner ready and getting it kind of automated and set up. But it's going to require quite a bit to get this up and running today. But first of all, I wanted to show you, I've been messing around with the create mod, and look at this. If I flip this lever, this gives us access now to our mine, right? So instead of just like leaving this a hole, I wanted to cover it up and give it some function so we can continue going this direction. And to do that, I have this set up in place, and it's pretty simple. It's just using a create sticky piston and hooked up to some linear chassis that are being told, hey, only stick to so many blocks. And that's going to a gearbox running into a shaft. Now the gear shift is where the magic happens, because this changes the rotation direction. So it'll change it from counterclockwise to clockwise, depending on if it's given a redstone signal or not. So if I flip this, now it flips and we're good to go. Flip it again and still using the same rotational direction. As you can see, that gear shift does wonders. I love it. So what do we need to do today? Well, I think we need to dive a little bit into mechanism. I want to kind of explain this though. This spawner here has some interesting properties. So we can change some of the spawning conditions, right? But as you can see, these are not the standard items used for changing the spawning conditions. As you can see, there's a lot of different stuff going on here. One of them is this redstone probe connector. And it may look kind of like, that's not too hard, right? Well, we have to get into some other mods, because as you can see, this requires iron dust. And iron dust is not something that we can just get, right, without other machines. So we actually need to get into mechanism today. And I think it's about time. It's really our only processing sort of mod. We don't have to go too deep into mechanism today, but just diving in to the base part of mechanism is probably going to be a good option. Now this is going to provide some power, but we are also going to need some power early on. And technically you could start this mod off without any power at all. You could go about setting this mod up with just using redstone to power these machines, because it will actually use redstone as power, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 metallurgic infusers here. And then to get power to these metallurgic infusers, I might decide to use this furnace gen just for right now, to go ahead and get these machines up and running, because we're going to need a couple of things from mechanism. Some of the major things we're definitely going to need is infused alloy and the basic control circuits. And this is just going to be redstone and iron and redstone and osmium. So as you can see, 2 different machines. Let's go ahead and grab some redstone. I'm going to grab some iron and then also some osmium. There we go. And each one of these dropped over here. There's the osmium dropped over here. There's our iron. And these are going to have to run for a little bit, because to get any of the machines, really, infused alloy is going to be one of the main things. Now, I'm after a crusher. So that's not going to be too difficult to set up. But as far as power goes, I'm going to be utilizing this generator for right now. So at mechanism and then crusher, there are different types of machines. Let's see, crush. There we go. So you have this one right here, which is a factory, but we can just make the base one, which is going to require those control circuits, like I said. And then this right here is going to use some steel. And then we're going to need 2 buckets of lava. And that's pretty much it. So 2 buckets and I should be ready to go. So at this point I have enough control circuits. Let's go ahead and pull these out. And now I should be able to make this crusher, right? Perfect. This sort of solves pretty much all of our problems. Like I said, we don't need too much, but we do need a crusher, because I need iron and I think gold. We're going to need that a little bit, just a little bit. I'm going to do like 18 or 16 here. Go ahead and get 16 iron dust. This is going to crush that up. But later on, we're going to use the crusher for some other things, because the crusher can actually be helpful for generating some pretty decent early game power, considering we also have, you know, automated crops going. That kind of makes it a little bit nicer. By the way, Phantoms, I really need you now. I have no idea what is going on in there, but it looks like a party. Definitely looks like a party. Is there more babies than there are beds? Because that's not supposed to be that way. Okay, it's been a couple days, and I am being bombarded with phantoms. But we're going to take these guys out, for sure. I've got to line it up, get it just right. Eat. Oh. Almost missed. No! I could really use a sword. You know what? A sword would probably work a little bit better than a mining drill. But then again... So what I need from these guys is, of course, the phantom membranes. And then I should be good. This guy, and got that guy. Ooh, that was close. So I've got a lot of these, like, basically down to their last bit. There we go. No phantom membrane. Okay. Can I get some of you guys over here, maybe? Where did that guy... Wow, that was an interesting dive. I've got to get at least one phantom membrane. Come on now. Out of 4 of them that were here... Okay, there's one. Goodness. Please drop another. Thank you. Oh, we got 3 phantom membranes. So all of this to make a redstone probe connector. Oh, man. Yes, because we need this glass, which means we also need this, which is, oh, some cactus that never got smelted because I have all my coal in here because I'm a derp. By the way, if you do get the cactus paste, I don't know if you can use it, but you can also just craft it back directly into green dye, which is what I've been doing. So now that we have our insulated glass, we're almost there. We're almost there because we also need vacuum tubes, which is going to require nickel plates. Not too bad, except for we don't really have any nickel. Thankfully, I was able to find some. Well, that kind of works out. Also, with this this setup, I went ahead and replaced the regular hopper with a factory hopper. This hopper is way faster at depositing and also has a bigger internal buffer, so that kind of helps out a ton. Also, while you're in here crafting, you can hit K. And it's going to craft it into the actual ingots itself, which is a really nice little shortcut that's a part of this mod right here. So finally, at the work table, I can make this. And then last but not least, we need a circuit board. Oh man, all of that work just to get that circuit board. So that way I can make this thing right here, this probe, which we have almost everything except for the glass panes that we're going to need for it. My goodness. What a weird recipe change just so I can make the spawner redstone controlled. That's the only thing I've seen in here that is kind of like gated in some way or changed, which is an interesting, I don't know, kind of interesting, I guess. So right here is where I technically want the spawner to sort of be. And technically I can have them land right here. And then what I want to do is make a little killing area where basically I will chomp at them right down here. That should work pretty well. I am going to need, of course, a sort of room here to drop them into this. And this is where this sort of area needs to be mined out, and then we need to kind of get an idea for how to get them to be pushed along. I'm thinking vector plates are going to be a pretty easy solution, and so long as there's nothing around them to sort of bother them, vector plates should be good. They shouldn't float up in the air and sort of stay there, so long as I'm not seen. Hopefully, anyways. So I think going up 4 blocks should be pretty reasonable, and this area needs to be cleared out to allow for this spawner to work. And usually I like to go up 4 blocks and then place the spawner. So this is actually going to work out pretty well, I think. We basically need to clear out here on this side, though. It'll be 1, let's see, this wall is going to be cleared out. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Spawner would go here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then spawner is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up. So we need to clear out this room to allow for all of this. Yeah, usually you clear out 4 blocks to allow them to spawn. And what's going to happen is we are going to use vector plates, I think, to sort of push these guys down into this hole. That's probably going to be the best solution. Now, I have seen other solutions. Because this is 116, we could just go like vanilla style, and you can actually use lava now to push mobs that are fire resistant. So that is something that you could do, but I think for right now, this is going to work just fine. So just making some vector plates, you know, doing the thing. So over here, I have made myself a little area to sort of get into this setup. Now, this right here will have to be closed off, but for right now, I can use it to set up my vector plates. This is going to have to go as well. I'm probably just going to use a light right here so I can break it later. The mob spawner is going to go here, so they should be able to spawn. And I mean, they do levitate. That poses a tiny little bit of a problem. But yeah, I have to place and fill this whole area with vector plates. Pretty much getting everything to sort of line up into here. I want all of them to definitely make their way into this. Like, that's the ultimate goal here. So I'm just about ready to place the spawner in. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting. I'm going to place the spawner. I have to right-click that onto it. And then we need to put a lever on this because otherwise this will not work at all unless I give it some redstone signal, which is good because we can keep this in here. And then this area is going to be where I set up to control this. I'm going to place a door, preferably right here. That way I can open this up and we can adjust the redstone signal as needed for this whole build. So hopefully the light, everything, we can knock that out. It doesn't really matter. I mean, this thing, it takes a lot of light to prevent the actual blazes from spawning. So we should be fine there. And yeah, they should technically go into this hole. Now, we have one problem though with the hole. We still have to get this finished. So what I want to do is I want to place one vector plate here. That's going to force them into this area. And then I kind of want some glass here just so I can see them, and then place another one of these slabs right here. Actually, you know what? We could probably use this slab. Since we are going to probably be changing this eventually to a hopper, it's probably going to be best to just, yeah, use this. There we go. And technically this should be set up so that way we can turn this on and they can start dropping. Of course, we're going to have to make a sword and everything, but they should be ready to go. So long as I am still around, I think this will still, if I'm standing here, still allows the blaze to spawn. At least it should. And yeah, hopefully they make their way into here. So yep, it may not be the fastest thing in the world, but it does work. And as you can see, the blaze are here. And all we really need is, yeah, I think it even gets them far enough away. All we really need is a sword. And we can chop at these, and luckily they drop double experience compared to normal mobs. So this is gonna be kind of nice, actually. So I went ahead and made a diamond sword, but I also have my great sword, which, I mean, does something. Just nowhere near as much as this sword right here. Actually, oh, that reminds me, I'm gonna need another sword because there's a method that I'm going to be using to automatically harvest these guys. Yep, and we're probably going to need a hopper for that. So I need to now set this bad boy up. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a chest here. And we're going to place a special kind of hopper, the factory hopper. And this thing, I can tell it to go fast, like deposit items really quickly. I can also make the collection area quite large. But the main thing is this player damage trap that I made. We place that here. And now these blaze should technically take damage and drop the experience and everything. And all we have to do is just kind of stand here and just sort of build our experience up. Oh, this is going to be so nice and make things a lot easier. And really, we can just stand here, AFK, collect all the experience, enchant, and that's really going to make us super powerful. It is a little loud, but as you can see, they are dying. I am collecting the experience, and the drops should end up over here inside this. Yep, pretty nice. So after all of that adventure today, we finally got ourselves set up with an actual mob spawner, and I'm super excited because that one should translate to just about any mob we put in it, including like the Blaze, which honestly is one of the harder mobs to sort of wrangle. But luckily vector plates saved the day. Man, guys, I want to say a huge thanks to, of course, the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go on our sponsorship. So let's go ahead and smack that sign on here and say a huge thanks to Jaylee Wenzek. I think that's how you pronounce it. I probably American butchered it, but that is just how it is. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. And if you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below. And yeah, join the crew. That's kind of what we call everybody, including those on Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, I do live stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, you can find me there in the morning times, at least in the morning time central, anywhere between 10 o'clock, usually till 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So yeah, you guys can usually find me there. Anyways, if you did enjoy, be sure to click that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and also give it a huge thumbs up. And guys, I will of course see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.